Okay, hello, welcome back. It is time for week 2 of my new weekly newsletter, Treats for the Beast. It's been a really good day today, actually. It's been a good week. And I know this is technically 2 newsletters in 1 week, but that's because last week's newsletter was done on Monday. So we're doing it on Friday today. Today was a really good day. I went to the Ballarat, Creative City Ballarat Creatives Coffee Catch-Up this morning. And that was really cool to learn about a few new opportunities that are coming up, meet a few other people in the community and find out what they're doing. Oh gosh, what did I find out? If you're a local, there are these new video studios that you can do a dry hire through Creative City Ballarat. And I'm going to be doing that soon because I need to do some photographs more than video, but also video for all my products and stuff, all my stickers, all my books and things. I need to do that. And unfortunately, it's getting a bit hard to be able to find space in the office to set up a nice spot to do product photos. Even downstairs, we've got a work table down there, but it's still got a lot of machinery on it and stuff like that. So if you are going to be in Ballarat at any point, you can you can hire out these studios. You have to provide all your own equipment, which thankfully I have lights and cameras and stuff like that, so I can use that. That was really cool. One bloke told us about a new gallery space and studio space that he is opening that you can hire out. I can't remember his name right now, but I did grab his flyer for the gallery. So I will take a photo of that and grab any links that are relevant from his flyer and put that in the post that goes with the newsletter. That was really cool. Yeah, I met a few other artists, a few textile artists, some theater people. It was really cool. As I said, the next one of these is probably going to be, excuse me, it's probably going to be February-ish. So keep an eye out for that if you're a local, to come along and meet some other Ballarat creatives and see what everyone's up to, and talk to people about your own work a little bit. That was really cool. Due to day job stuff and everything like that, I've missed most of them during the time that we've been in Ballarat. So this was my first chance to get to one, and it was a gorgeous day. It was a lovely day, great chance to go down to the gardens, which was cool. Went for a bit of a walk through the North Gardens wetlands on the way home and found the old abandoned sound shell, which is really cool. Definitely want to do shanty night over there sometime. Took a walk through the wetlands on the way back, saw some turtles. That was great. I finally saw one of the lovely bright blue superb fairy wrens, which is the official bird of Ballarat. So that was cool. What else is news in the studio right now? Well, I showed you this half of this sketch cover on Monday, and I'm almost done with this half. I've just done inking on this. I'm going to add a bit more detailing and stuff and hit it with some color. So that one will be off to its new home very soon. I have started loosely on this one. This is actually going to be Snuffles the Indomitable as Jason Voorhees. And this one, which you can barely see right now, is going to be an homage to Freddy Krueger as well, for that person. I recently finished, if you have been following along with the double billing Kickstarter at all, I recently finished the first of the large commissions, the ink commissions, for one of my backers. So I can show you that real quick. All right, here we go. So here are the original pencils. And here is the finished ink. This is my first full black and white ink commission at this scale. So I was really nervous about it, but I'm really, really stoked with how it came out. I'm really, really pleased. So that was really cool. And I've just done the scanning for, safety and posterity. I'm currently about to ink the next one, which is all penciled, which is this guy. And this person wants to have theirs on the comic book artboard with the blue lines and everything. So I'm going to ink directly over the pencils for this one. which I'm a little bit nervous about, but that's why I scanned it. So that's cool, that's fun. I'm looking forward to finishing that. I'm going to be pulling the trigger on these new sketch cards soon. If you saw last week's video, you will be familiar with that. I'm really looking forward to getting those done. I am going to do up, I really like this design for the back, but I am going to do up maybe 2 alternative designs as well and just get some feedback on that design. But otherwise, that's probably what I'm going to go with. What else is news? Let's talk about some anthologies that are open right now for submissions and stuff like that. What have we got? We've got one called Mother by Hive Mind Creative Co-op, and it is meant to showcase work by mothers working in the comics and art industry about motherhood. So if you are a parent, definitely go check that out. It is submissions will be open from December 1st to January 5th and looking to release it in May for American Mother's Day. So I will drop that link in the post for you as well, so you can check that one out. But what have we got here? I found out about a new a Patreon newsletter called Tea Goblin Cafe that gives you access to more updates about anthologies and stuff like that. So I'll share all the ones that I can, but also there's this Patreon as well that I've just heard about. I'll drop the link in for that. What do we got here? Deadweight. Submissions open on December 1st. And the theme is, let me find, disordered eating, body image, and relationship with food. So it's a bit of a heavy subject matter, but if you have a story, you know, that you need to tell, something you want to get out of your brain and onto the page about that theme, I will drop that one in the comments. Lie Machine by Iron Circus. Lie Machine is a non-fiction anthology about propaganda, bad faith arguments, headline-twisting narratives, and biased reportage, both past and present. And perhaps potentially even the future. Jesse Earl, Jay Scott, Dorothy Gambrell, David Blumenstein, and Nick Tragotta. So that sounds like it's going to be really interesting. It's a black and white all comic anthology. Submissions should be between 4 and 20 pages. Submissions are open on December 1st and close February 1st. So I reckon I'll submit to that one. I've got some things I want to say about AI and all of this stuff. So, and propaganda and whatnot. So definitely go check that one out. Again, I'll link it. Submissions are now open for We Suck at Comics Volume 3 at Wayward Raven. I just heard about this one on TikTok during the week, and I'm looking forward to check this out. The theme is Errant Adventures and completed short form comic book works that are no longer than 12 pages. You can submit up to 5 completed art pieces as well as comics. That's cool. That might be good for me. And prose and short stories. And the submissions, December 15th, 2025 is the deadline. So again, I'll link that one in the post description for this issue of the newsletter. And Wildstar Press has How We Made the Moon Cry. It's comics, fiction, and poetry. And the comics must be divisible by 2, maximum 12 pages. Fiction, poetry, and the submissions close when? Selection process is January 1st to January 10th. I'm not seeing the closing date here, but I could have just missed it. But they are open right now. December 29th. Okay, there you go. December 29th is the closing date for that one. I have applied for one. Well, I meant to apply for one of their last ones actually, but we just missed the deadline because I got a bit overloaded. And one that is kind of ongoing but is currently closed is, especially if this is for the Australians and the Australian and Aotearoa creators, is Island Magazine. It is a great arts magazine, and they've just closed submissions for the newest issue, but they do paid opportunities for up to 8-page comics to be published in Island Magazine. And this happens fairly regularly. So I will drop that in the comments too, so give that a check out. I'm looking forward to hopefully having something I can pitch for the next one. I was a bit busy this time around and did not get a chance to submit, but I'm keen. They're based in Tasmania and run by some pretty cool folks. All right, what else is news? I don't think I've got anything too big, too exciting. I am working on, hopefully next week, I'll be finishing up the script for Snuffles the Indomitable Saltwater Taffy, which I told you about last week, so that I can move on to doing a run through of the final checks on the Shifting Spire Volume 1, which is my next D&D adventure. That should hopefully be underway. I've started on the maps for it a little while ago and started polishing it up a little bit, but then put it aside while I finished double billing. But now that I am done with double billing and the next couple of issues of my comics are in progress, I'm going to put a bit of time into the Shifting Spire, and there's another short one-shot that I want to get sorted out too. And I do have a third adventure that was inspired by the Shifting Spire. And then sort of cobbled together into a pitch for a project for Geghead, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s YouTube channel, which unfortunately never came to fruition, but it was rad to be considered for that opportunity. But I still, it's been ticking around in my head, and I still really like that idea. And so I want to make the adventure. So I'm going to, and it will be like a proper PvP gladiators style, Battle of the Gods game show type adventure. It's going to be really fun. So stay tuned for that as well. Those are my next 3 adventures over the next couple of years. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to write them, honestly. But hopefully I will have at least one of them out by mid next year, which will be cool. But yeah, those are coming. I've got a trailer for that. I might chop it into the end of this week's newsletter, just so you can check it out. It was the pitch trailer that I made for Geghead. And I found a copy of it on my hard drive the other day. So that was really cool to find and be reminded about. It was a rad opportunity, and it would have been really cool to make it, but didn't happen. That's what happens in showbiz. Projects, falter, fall by the wayside, whatever. I'm still going to make that adventure eventually. Is there anything else big and exciting? There's more stuff going on with Diamond, unfortunately, which sucks. Scamp, if you're in Australia and you're in Sydney, Scamp is this weekend, so go check out Scamp Festival. Sora from Comics.one will have a table over there. Sydney Comics Art Marketplace, Scamp. I will drop that in the link below. That is tomorrow only? Yeah, tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Okay. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Leichhardt Town Hall. So if you are in Sydney, go check that out. If you are not in Sydney, but you're an Australian comic book creator, give them a follow anyway. One of the organizers of Scamp, actually, Christophe Bourgache, is in England right now because Thought Bubble is also this weekend. So if you're in the UK and you've got a chance to go check out Thought Bubble, go do so and go say hello to all my comics buddies, but especially go pester Christoph and tell him I said hi. What else is happening this weekend? Metallica is happening in Sydney, so, that is cool. I think that's everything, honestly. I think it's a bit of a shorter newsletter today because I already told you a bunch of my news on Monday. But yeah, I don't know. These will be between 10 and 25 minutes every week. But that's about everything, I think. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. Please tell your friends, because the more subscribers I get for this, the more stuff I can do, which means more exciting updates and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to be working on that zine that I mentioned last week in the coming days. Actually, I do have one last little update. I've been doing a few more studies in my Snuffles the Indomitable book, which is this one. I was doing some studies yesterday for how Snuffles wears boots. And doing a couple more micro drawings of Wiggles and Snuffles throwing Wiggles like the fastball special. I call it the pug grenade. I'll be doing some more design work in here. I've started doing one of Asia, who is one of the main characters in Before the Beginning, which I'm working on with Lewis. So that's going to be cool. I will keep you all updated on when I've got a few more of those design things done, because I'm getting to the point in the development in this series that I really need to get all the design sheets done for it. Bloody hell, I got the hiccups today. Yeah, so stay tuned for some updates on those design sheets. I'll hopefully get to those next week once I finish off the last few things for Kickstarter fulfillment. But yeah, that's me for this week. And thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for subscribing. Please share around and tell everyone to sign up. It's only $3 Australian or less than $2 if you're in the States. And I would love to be able to make more comics and do more cool things. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.
Legends tell of a faraway island. Here lies an arena of myth, of magic. Should any warrior be brave enough to pass through the portal, they would find themselves in another realm. A void with no exit, save to go through the challenge. Face deadly combat. Face challenges of skill and wit. Escape wicked traps and spells of dark and fatal nature. For any warrior who can collect all their chosen tokens and emerge safely through the gauntlet would find themselves changed. Conquering the turn would see them ascend, rebuilt, and given new purpose. In the forge of demigods.